Smart Wood Shop has 32 drawers. This drawer right here is my favorite drawer, the drawer that I use the most. The label on it says clamps, but really it's so much more. It's a 6-foot long drawer. It's at a great height. This drawer's purpose and design changed this year in 2025. Earlier in the year when I did pretty much a total Smart Wood Shop go through and cleaned out drawers and got rid of a bunch of stuff, my clamps were spread out in 2 or 3 drawers back there. And to get the clamps, I have to go back there, open the drawer, get them out. I decided I needed better access to my clamps. So when I cleaned out this drawer, I went in and put some dividers in. After getting the clamps organized and more accessible, I realized that I had some space in the depth of the drawer. So I put in these rails, which are just little strips of 18 mil ply, and I built this tray that is about just under half the length of the drawer, so that I can slide it back and forth to get access to, the spacing back there or up here, but also use it. Along with my clamps, they almost go hand in hand, are my bench dogs. And I had such a variety of bench dogs that in this tray, I put some of these plastic bins and divided them up so that I have good visual access. If you like this video, if you'd like to support the channel so we can keep making them, then one of the things you can do is give it a thumbs up. And also, more important than that, if you can grab a link to it and share it with somebody you know to help us grow the Smart Wood Shop fam. And actually, one of the things that I'm finding out that you can really do is watch the video to the end. Apparently, YouTube kind of punishes us if you stop watching the video short, figuring that it maybe got boring and you didn't want to watch it all, so they don't serve it up as much. Videos that are watched all the way through, and particularly videos that have a link, like to another video, when you click on that link, that really makes YouTube happy because you're staying in YouTube. It's just the way the algorithm works. The best way you can support what we do here is just by participating, commenting, giving the thumbs up, sharing, and watching the video all the way through. And then right here, I hang all of the accessories for my track, which of course the track is, again, one of those tools that pretty much, if I'm doing a woodworking project, the track is out. I use it. It's a tool that is very high on the list of those that I use. So putting these here was a part of that redesign, getting everything so that I could grab exactly what I needed. And so there's other parts to these that I have in here as well, some TSO stuff and some other track stuff. For the most part, if the Smart Wood Shop ramp door is down, this drawer is pulled out about, like you see it here, a little more than halfway. With the Smart Bench and the Smart Station set up there, and this being my highly organized toolbox, obviously I'm in and out, and this is right there, and I have just great access to these clamps. And I find that I use them a lot more, and I use the right clamp for the job because it's so easy for me to grab what I need. I've learned with all of my tools, at least the ones I use most of the time, that I want to be able to see them, put my hand on them, and take them to the job. If I've got them in a case or stored back buried deep or in a drawer that I've got to go and open and dig through, and if it's in clamps, which one's it in, that impedes my production. And so shifting the tools around, putting the ones that I don't use as much, but I still need a little deeper and a little further back, and bringing forward those tools that you pretty much as a woodworker, as a carpenter, need all the time. Clamps are one of those, and having a variety of clamps is part of that to get the job done efficiently. At the time of filming this video, we're getting really close to the end of 2025. So I've had pretty close to a year with this drawer, at least 3/4 of a year, and it has stood the test of time. It is being used in a way that I really like, I appreciate, and it really works for my workflow. It has a major problem though that I'd like to solve today. It's heavy. All of these clamps, all of this stuff add up to a lot of weight. And I have to slide this drawer in and pull it out, obviously, with all of that weight, with no assistance. You can probably see the effort it takes. Takes some muscle to get it in and out. How do I solve this problem? The easy answer, reduce the weight. The only way I can reduce the weight is to take some of these clamps and spread them into a different drawer. And that would negate the solution of getting them all together and easy to grab. I've already got some of the clamps in other places, but they're visual and I don't use them as much. Like right up here, my long clamps and these clamps. I can easily grab them. Moving these to a different location makes them less usable, makes me less efficient. If I take the easiest solution of reducing the weight off the table, how do I make this problem I have a little easier? I think I have a solution, so let's jump in together and see if it works. Task one is I do have to empty the drawer. The drawer makes contact in the cabinet with this plywood edge here. This is the bottom of the drawer. It sticks out a little bit. What sticks out slides into the dados. That's the way all of the drawers are built. It's very durable. It holds up way better than any hardware. Obviously, it's very inexpensive because you're not buying hardware, but all of the weight is coming down right here on these two sides, just this little bit, about a ½ an inch worth, the full length on both sides. What I'm not going to try is a coating or wax or any kind of bearing surface. What I am going to try is this 2-inch wide tape. This is not any basic standard tape. It is a UHMW, ultra high molecular weight polyethylene, if I got that right. It is a very thin tape or film that has an adhesive applied to one side, and it's very slick. So think of it as ultra slick tape. This probably comes in a lot of different brands, and there are different formulas, some that are, different versions, but this particular one I found to be the slickest and work really well, especially for woodworking, for tools, for all kinds of things. This is good stuff to have around. My plan is to apply a strip down this side, and that's it. So the white part is the backer. This is what we peel off. This is the actual tape. And I'm not sure if the camera will pick up. It's super thin. I stuck it on from top to bottom, and because it's a lot wider than I actually need, I hung it off the edge about 3/4 of an inch, and then I wrapped it around. I don't know that that's going to make any difference, but since I had the extra, there's plenty of surface here to fit into that dado. That dado is only about 3/8 of an inch deep, so it's only riding on a very, very small amount. That was quick and painless. Now let's see if it works. That feels really good with the drawer empty. Let's see how it does with all that weight added back in. If you'd like to build yourself a smart workbench like this one, the Smart Station, the Smart Carts that they're both on, any of the tools that make up the Smart System, or the Smart Woodshop itself, there'll be a link in the description of this video down below where you can go, choose any one of the plans or one of the plan packages, and you will get an email from us within minutes that you can then download those plans. And I'm talking right now, instantaneously, 24/7, 365. Okay. All right, all the weight is back in, and I actually have the tray pulled back, so that puts more weight out here, which is about as bad as it'll get. Wow, that's amazing. I'm not sure if the camera can convey the effort that I'm having to put in versus before I put this tape on. I'm going to say it cut my effort more than in half, probably 60 to 75%. That's just mind-blowing, that just applying 2 strips of this can make that much difference. I have to fess up, though, that I had a pretty good idea that this was going to work. This drawer here is my drill bits, and it is a very heavy drawer in a pretty small space. And just like that one, I always struggled with it. In fact, this one's been around since the beginning this way, and this one's only been around this year. So this was my pain drawer prior to that one. And I had purchased that tape and put it on this just like that. And it's just mind-boggling how easy it is. It's like it has ball bearings. And I had to laugh. I was working in the shop, and Chris was working on her own project, and she needed a drill bit. And she's gone into this drawer many times, so she already knew how much effort and energy it was going to take. And I had forgotten that I had put this on. She came over, she grabbed it, she put her effort into it, and came very close to pulling it out on the floor. You can see how surprised she was that it just slid out. And she had no idea about the update. Most of my 32 drawers do fine without the tape on it. But I have to say, I like the feel of it. So I think as I have time, I'm going to go through and take the heavier drawers, do this, and then eventually do all of the drawers. I highly recommend picking up a roll of this. It's not inexpensive, but I bought a big roll knowing that I would be using it for a lot of things in the wood shop beyond just the drawers. So I got a 2-inch wide, I think it's 36 yards, so about 108 feet. And it was just under $50. Sounds like a lot, but that's really only 47 cents a foot because I bought it in bulk. If you buy this in small batches, skinny and little rolls, they get to be pretty expensive per foot or per square inch. This here, I figured that I probably didn't need it 2 inches wide, but I like it, and I could cut it this way for narrower strips if I need it. I'll put my Amazon affiliate link where I got this in the description of the video down below in case you want to get this exact roll. Mahalo for hanging out with me in the Smart Wood Shop.